Hello, hello, Jeff Elvin here with the Lori Ballen team and Ballen Brands at your command. Today I want to show you how to do a direct mail campaign using KW Command. So this is a really cool feature that's built into KW Command if we like to do mailers. Okay, if you haven't done one before, this might be a really good way to kind of get started with one and see how easy that plays through. If you have done them before and you have other avenues, it may be easier to keep doing what you're doing. That's completely up to you, really, on what the cost is, the effectiveness, and so forth. And you'll see what I mean when I get into here and some of the things that we can configure. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click over here on the left-hand side to Campaigns. And this brings up our main dashboard where I have paid ads, emails, direct mail, social posts. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and click on direct mail. Now, when I do that, it's really just pulling up the direct mail dashboard. Technically, I don't need to click into that. I can just click create campaign. It's going to make me choose anyway what kind of campaign I'm creating. But I'm going to go ahead and click on create campaign. And we're going to do direct mail. So click right here on that option. Now, we're going to give this a title here. So we'll do like a coming soon listing. All right, so if we happen to get a listing, or actually let's do something a little different. Yeah, we'll do coming soon listing. So we'll pull up coming soon listing, and what we're trying to do here is just advertise listing. Technically, these don't provide any kind of different layouts or anything like that. It's just a way to help track what kind of ads that we're running so that we can get better statistics, both with KW International and also with our own stuff. Like we can organize based on what kind of campaigns we want to take a look at. So we're going to go ahead and click on advertise listing, and we'll hit create campaign. Now what it's going to do is it pulls up automatically the search box for us to choose the listing that we want to create here. So I'm going to choose this. If it's a listing of ours that's already in the system, then it should show up here if it's listed as a coming soon property. I'm going to go ahead and click on all listings. And we're just going to pick one to use as a sample here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit select on this particular listing. And now again, I'm only doing this as an example. We do not recommend you go take other people's listings and market them without permission, of course. But this is, again, just to kind of show you and walk you through the steps. Now, over on the right-hand side, you're going to see a little preview. As we go through this and design our mailer, you'll see a little preview here. So there's a front and a back, and it'll pop through those different things. So you'll see how it has kind of some information, but we're going to take a look at those here. So when I go to front, this is what we have. So this is the listing that I have currently selected. So it's going to pull in some information there in particular. Now I'm going to go here and click on content, and I can select a template or I can upload my own design. So I'm not going to go through uploading a design, creating all these. Absolutely, if you have something more, pre-built or something that you already send out and you still want to utilize this platform, to send them out, you can absolutely do that. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and stick with the templates that they have. So there's these different templates, and obviously there's a different cost associated with each one. We're going to leave it with kind of the most simple 4x6 compact template in this particular case. And then it has listing details. So it has a listing address, so it already pulled it in based on what listing that we had selected up here up top, and has a listing price, the listing status. We get to choose, so we're going to say coming soon on this particular one, and then it shows number of bedrooms and bathrooms. And I can change any of this if it's incorrect for some reason, but obviously it should be accurate with based on what we're doing, because we pulled it in from what's already listed. Then we have a description. Now, one thing you'll need to notice, it pulls in the full description, but it cannot fit the full description. So you'll see over here, there's actually a 350 character limit, and right now it's 1,000. So if I actually tried to save this, it's going to throw me an error and it won't work. So I need to scale this back a little bit. So let's just say, we'll just for the sake of getting through. So you see here, now we're within the range. Otherwise, it would tell us that won't work. All right, so then we have listing photo. So we have the option to choose. Again, I can upload an image. I can create an image in design, download it and upload it if I wanted to do all that. But it's the photo that's going to go here in that main section. So I'm going to go ahead and click here on listing image. I just want to pull a photo from the listing. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to see this little exclamation point next to pretty much just about any of them, and it's based on, these particular images may not be the best quality, or they may not be the right shape or dimension. Okay, so again, for the sake of showing you how to do a direct mail campaign, I'm not going to get too far into customizing your images and things of that nature, but I want to show you what it's going to tell you that we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose this first one. Okay, so now if I scroll back up, you'll see over here on the right hand side that we now have a sample of what it's going to look like. So it's a pretty nice looking, card. We've got the image here, we've got the KW, the coming soon, and then if I look on the back, you'll see it has our short description, that we have there. Again, a little long maybe in this case, so we might want to make some changes there. But let's see, fantastic minutes with all that. So yeah, so this is, again, kind of a sample of how this is all going to play out. So we want to make sure we're checking that because this is what's going to go out, okay? We want to see how that plays out for us. So then we have our listing photo. We're going to scroll down, and it's got an agent image that's preloaded in there if you have that in command. Otherwise, you can upload an agent image there. And again, you'll kind of see where these different, now depending on which option you chose, you may or may not see them in the same spot. So we're doing the 4x6. If I change that to another one, then it pre-fills. Let me go to a 6x9. See how that kind of changes. So what happens here is that maybe depending on how long your description is and things like that, we might need to make some adjustments on which one we're going to use. Maybe you like this one better. Okay, so different options. So play with that. Definitely see which ones are going to give you the better result. We have a lot of options in here to work with, right? And it lets you see. And again, it will tell you it's not an official preview. It's for informational purposes. You'll see the actual preview on the payment page, like right before you're hitting submit. But this is giving you a good idea in case you want to make any changes to it in the meantime. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on save. And we're going to confirm right now that we're using the low resolution image. So again, that particular image just isn't a high res image, the one that's being loaded into our MLS. So just giving you that warning, but we're going to go ahead and use it. We don't recommend using them necessarily for the mailers because it could make the image blurry. And it looks pretty nice here, but when it's printed, it may not print in a better quality. And obviously we don't really want to skimp on that particular component of a postcard because we don't want to make it look low quality, of course. All right, so then it makes us choose our market center. So it has kind of your DBA information, things like that. By default, it has most of the information, but for some reason it doesn't have like the state and zip code sometimes. And that could be just because it wasn't pre-configured in a previous step. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in there, and we'll go ahead and hit verify address. And it's going to tell us here we want to use this one versus that one. This is taps into the postal code, so make sure that that's all correct. Because remember, this is where the postcard's coming from and where it would be returned to if there are any bad images there. So we have, any bad addresses there. So the last step here is budget. It's pre-selected to 200 postcards. You can change that. Go higher. It does show you your kind of what your cost per card is. So if I went higher, I can literally just choose different ones. Now you'll see we're going to choose demographics in a minute, and that's going to show us how many it's going to actually go to, or at least what our range or reach is. But in this case, we'll go ahead and leave it to the 200. So you'll see it be about $128, which includes the printing, distribution, and postage. Okay, so that's basically our cost. So for $200, we can send out a mailer to, for $128, we can send out a mailer to 200 addresses. So it's pretty reasonable thing to kind of give that a shot. Like I said, nice and easy built in here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click next on configure targeting. All these little circles have the green check marks, so we're good to go. I'm going to hit configure targeting, and it asks me, are you sure you want to create this campaign? So what it's doing is it's now going to kind of keep this as a campaign, and then we're going to move now to the steps of choosing our actual audience. So yes, we're going to create a campaign, and it's connecting with real mailers. That's who it's hooked up to. So here is where we get to target. So really cool feature because right here we have the number of homes to target. So by default, it's 200. And we're giving it all property types, all bedrooms, all bathrooms, like that's kind of our option. But we can minimize that down. So let's say we only want to do single family. Okay, so see how it's popping all these up here? So you can do single family. If I want to scale back, I only want to do 3-bedroom homes, because maybe I'm trying to, we wouldn't want to send it to, if we have a 3-bedroom home and this is a move up property, right? We wouldn't want to send them another 3-bedroom thing. So this allows us to get more specific on what we're trying to do. If you have a coming soon listing and you think that would be good for in a market that's move up or move down, then we would adjust, the number of bedrooms that we're sending this mailer to based on it. If we're using it to get maybe other listings, well, then maybe we want to match it, right? If this is a 4-bedroom home, we want to show and send to other 4-bedroom homes so that they feel that comparison, right? And on what the value is. Square footage, year built. So we can change all of this here and get more specific into what we're doing. So it's going to send to 200. It doesn't necessarily like pick and choose each of these. Like if I was only going to do 100, you'll just see kind of less dots show up. It's going to, zero in a little closer, right? If I go more, let's say I'm going to do 800, you'll see the map kind of reload, pan out, and show you how many. So it's going to hit all of these. So it really gives you a lot of control here. You can even draw the radius, a polygon. Like, you get to choose pretty much what you want to do here. As long as there's enough properties in that area, then you can target that many homes. So really, really cool feature. Makes it very easy, again, to kind of get that built in. So now it shows you a new total based on the fact that I added more people. And so we've got that new total here. And then when I click next is when it's going to take me to the payment screen, show me the final version, and let me actually check out. I'm not actually sending this one here, so we're not going to go that final step. But as you can see, very simple to set up. You can pull in your data. You can get more custom by sending in templates, by designing templates in here, uploading your own images. Very customizable if you have your own, if you're already customized your own mailers and like to use those, you can upload them and still use this service to see how those go out. You can send a copy to your company address so that you can see what that looks like. I mean, there's so many different things that they've made it very easy for us to effectively market our particular properties. So another thing I didn't touch on is it can even do where there's a QR code and a landing page, which is a pretty cool feature as well. So for example, let me show you that. We can click on the little tracking link here, and it enables a QR code that'll show up on it. And when they select that QR code, we can have it go to our agent site homepage. We can actually have it, download an app. So we could say that on there. We could actually make a landing page for this particular property in Commands and have it go there. So a lot of really cool options to, again, build that in as well, right into the card itself. So let's go ahead and go to back. And again, a QR code would be basically placed automatically on the card itself. So again, really cool features, great way to track, very inexpensive to try and test, see if this does something for you. We definitely recommend doing that, seeing how that all plays out, comparing it to any mailings you're already doing, and really just taking advantage of some of the features that are already in Command right here, ready for us to use. So if you have any questions on that, by all means, you can reach out to us at team@ballenbrands.com.